it going, everyone? I decided to ask GROK AI when the top of the Pokemon bull markets is. My personal opinion is we're going to see a peak around the time Mega Evolutions comes out in the fall. We're also going to have the new video game for the Switch 2 at that time. I think it's going to be like peak euphoria at that time. Maybe could kind of maybe extend into November with holiday sales and stuff. And I know a lot of people are looking at the 30th anniversary, thinking that's going to be the peak. I think we're going to start the decline possibly like late December, early January, and then when the 30th anniversary starts popping off, that could be like a dead cat bounce or a bull trap, if you want to call it that. And then I think will further decline after that, but it's yet to be seen. So I asked AI what logically seems to be the top of the Pokemon bull market. And Grok said, predicting the exact peak of a bull market, including the Pokemon trading card game market, is inherently speculative. It involves complex and unpredictable factors like supply, demand, external economic conditions. However, based on available data and the trends up to May 2025, I can outline key indicators and logical reasoning to assess when Pokemon TCG bull market might approach its top. Key indicators of a potential market peak. Sustained high demand and limited supply. Pokemon TCG market has been in a bull market since late 2024, driven by high demand for sets like Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, amplified by the Pokemon TCG Pocket app, and promotional events like McDonald's Happy Meals. Scalpers and collectors are buying up stock, leading to empty shelves and inflated prices. A peak often occurs when demand outpaces supply to an unsustainable degree, leading to price spikes that attract speculative buyers. Current reports of GameStop limiting sales to one box per customer due to scalping suggest this dynamic is in play. Historical bull market cycles. Pokemon TCG bull market cycles typically last around 2 years. The current cycle started around early 2024, driven by alternate art cards and nostalgic fuel sets like Pokemon 151. This suggests the bull market could continue until mid-2026, barring major disruptions. Historical peaks like the 2021 boom were followed by corrections when the supply increased or speculative interest waned. The 2021 peak was partially driven by stimulus checks, lockdown hobbies, with price crashing when supply chains stabilized. A hallmark of a market top is widespread speculative buying, where newcomers and investors chase quick profits. Social media platforms like TikTok show live stream pack openings. Vendors report rapid sales of graded cards at elevated prices, indicating FOMO, fear of missing out. Crypto investors rotating gains into Pokemon cards, as seen in late 2024, further fuels the speculative wave, similar to the 2021 surge tied to broader asset rallies. I just want to make a quick comment. We can go back to my video on Rudy, where he was basically saying whales were trading Bitcoin and Ethereum for Pokemon boxes, which I still, you just keep your Ethereum. I think that's crazy. I think your Ethereum's going to outperform pretty much all Pokemon. But anyway, price trends and valuations. Cards like Umbreon VMAX Moonbreon and the Latios GX have significant price increases, with some breaking 900 to 2,000 for near mint copies. However, these gains are partially driven by low supply and buyouts, not always organic demand. Modern sets like Evolving Skies have shown 100% compound annual growth rates in booster box prices, while vintage cards like Base Set Unlimited boast 22.37 CAGR. I don't know what CAGR is over 25 years. Such as high valuations suggest the market may be overstretched, especially for modern cards. Overproduction. Sets like Journey Together have been criticized for weak chase cards overprinting that could flood the market, as seen with Shining Fates in 2021, which tanked prices due to excessive supply. Shifts in sentiment. If a new set, Team Rocket or Legends ZA in late 2025 fail to maintain hype or feature the undesirable cards, demand could drop and trigger a correction. External economic factors. The Pokemon market is sensitive to broader economic trends. Past crashes like 2024 were linked to scalpers shifting to other assets and economic uncertainty. Potential 2025 recession, as flagged by some analysts, could reduce the disposable income for collectors. Logical timing of the peak. Short term. Q3, Q4 2025. The market is currently in a stagnant bull phase, maintaining high prices but showing its sign of fragility. The 30th anniversary of Pokemon in 2026, combined with new game releases and sets like Team Rocket and Black and White reprints, could push prices higher through late 2025, especially if supply remains constrained. A midterm. Mid-2026. Historical cycles suggest the bull market may peak around mid-2026, roughly 2 years after its start. This aligns with predictions on platforms like Reddit, where collectors estimate 18 months of growth from early 2025. A peak could occur if Pokemon ramps up production or if major sets disappoint, causing mass liquidations. Triggers for a downturn. A sudden increase in supply, e.g., reprints of popular sets like Surging Sparks, a shift in collector preferences away from modern cards, or an economic downturn could precipitate a peak earlier than mid-2026. For example, Journey Together already trading below MSRP in some cases, hinting at weakening demand for certain sets. I just want to make a quick comment there. Yeah, I do believe Pokemon, they are hiring people. They are running 24/7 at Millennium Print Group right now, or at least trying to get there. So I believe that the printing is really going to start catching up around, the time Mega Evolutions comes out, and we're going to see, just lots of supply. And part of that dead cat bounce might be older sets getting a big boost, because that tends what happens. People kind of flock to vintage when the market starts going into a downturn, and vintage kind of has its uptrend. So, and vintage, they do lock in their values a lot more. Strategic considerations look like that's what we're getting into now. Vintage versus modern cards. Vintage cards, example, base set Charizard, show steady growth over the long term. 78% 2-year growth excluding booms, making them less likely to crash but also less volatile. Modern cards, like those from Evolving Skies or Surging Sparks, are more speculative and prone to sharp corrections. Risk management. Diversifying across vintage and modern sets, focusing on high-demand cards, Charizard, Umbreon, and over-leveraged sets like Journey Together might mitigate risk. Buying during lulls or bear markets historically yields better returns. Market sentiment. The current hype, driven by social media and new releases, resembles the 2021 bubble. A peak is likely when casual investors dominate and everyone is buying everything, as noted by investors. So, conclusion. Logically, the Pokemon TCG bull market's peak seems most likely around mid-2026, based on historical cycle lengths and current momentum. However, it could occur earlier, late 2025, if supply increases significantly, which I believe. New sets underperform, or external economic pressures. A recession, dampened demand. Key signs to watch include overproduction, declining interest in new releases, or shift in speculative capital to other assets. For now, the market remains strong, but caution is warranted as valuations stretch and speculative buying intensifies. Collectors and investors should stay informed, diversify, and avoid chasing FOMO-driven pricing to navigate the potential peak effectively. All right, guys. So, sounds like AI agrees with me a little bit. They're kind of leaning more to mid-2026, but they do say if more supply comes online, which I believe in late 2025 will happen, and especially just the hype cycle seems too high at that point. It's like it kind of agrees with my prediction a bit too. But anyway, guys, that's what GROK has to say about the peak of the Pokemon market. Have a good one.